All right, Bears fans, gather round the fire because I've got a story that's got more twists than a Soldier Field wind gust in December. And trust me, this isn't your usual rah-rah training camp preview. No, this one's got a touch of mystery, a sprinkle of financial chaos, and enough cap gymnastics to make a Wall Street analyst sweat. Because while everyone's focused on the Caleb Williams hype, the revamped receiver room, and Ben Johnson's offensive wizardry, I'm over here staring at 4 contracts Ryan Poles just signed and thinking, am I the only one seeing red flags waving like we're at a 4th of July parade? And speaking of 4th of July, quick detour before we dive into this mess. It's my mom's birthday today, and if you've got a heart bigger than the dead cap number on Travis Homer's contract, do me a solid and drop a little happy birthday mama in the comments, because she deserves it, she's a legend. And honestly, she might be better at managing the Bears' bottom-of-the-roster finances than what I'm seeing right now. Because let me tell you, these deals are wild, and I don't mean that in a good way. I mean wild like, are we paying Monopoly money now? Wild because the names aren't headline grabbers, but the consequences? Oh, they're very real, and we're about to break them down like we're reading the fine print of a bad mortgage. So let's start this beautiful disaster with Jordan McFadden, offensive lineman, former 5th-round pick out of Clemson, picked up from the Chargers' trash bin like a clearance rack microwave, and somehow handed a real NFL contract with a straight face. 2 years, $175 million with over $250,000 in dead cap if he gets cut. And I know what you're thinking, that's not that much. And I get it, but hang on. McFadden has 13 games under his belt, 2 starts, 176 snaps total, and yet the Bears, in a league where guys like Dalton Risner sat unemployed for months last year, decided this was the guy worth paying real guaranteed money to. And it's not even like he's some freak athlete or secret weapon. The man's 6'2", 303 pounds, solid but not spectacular. And now we're married to him for 2 seasons unless we want to take a $250,000 hit to walk away. That's not roster competition. That's a contractual bear trap. And listen, I want to believe Ryan Poles saw something here. I really do. But I also want to believe in unicorns and 10-win seasons. And neither one's happening unless this guy pulls a miracle out of his cleats come August. But if that wasn't enough to make you tilt your head like a confused golden retriever, let's talk about Travis Homer, who I've now officially declared the most confusing million-dollar man in football. Because this dude has somehow survived 6 NFL seasons with a career rushing total you can scroll through on a bathroom break, 475 yards. Total. In 6 years. That's not a stat line. That's a typo. And somehow the Bears just gave him a $1.75 million deal with a full $1 million guaranteed, which is kind of like tipping your Uber Eats driver $100 when they forgot your fries. And let's not even get into the Bears running back room because it's packed tighter than a Sunday line at Portillo's. Swift, Rashawn, Ian Wheeler, Kyle Manningai, and then there's Homer, who's played 75 games, had 11 yards as a Bear, and yet somehow the financial equivalent of a small yacht is being reserved for his special team services. Which leads me to my next question. Is Richard Hightower secretly the team's CFO? Because that's the only explanation I can think of for giving this kind of money to a third-phase-only player in a world where you can pluck special teamers off the street like spare change. And don't get me wrong, I love special teams. But not when it costs us the flexibility to make real moves down the line. And folks, it gets weirder. Next up is Jade Walker, an undrafted rookie wide receiver out of Texas A&M who's got raw tools, no doubt. 6'2", 199 pounds, ran a 4.44, solid YAC guy. But here's the kicker. 3-year, $2,985 million deal with $200,000 in dead cap, which is absolutely bonkers when you realize this man has never played a down in the NFL, and we're giving him a deal that screams starter when he's likely fighting for WR6 or practice squad. And I don't say this to knock the kid. I actually think he's got some juice. But are we really living in a world where undrafted rookies are getting more secure contracts than proven rotational players? Because that's either visionary scouting or someone lost a bet in the front office? And what makes it even more deliciously confusing is that right behind Walker on the spreadsheet is J.P. Richardson, another undrafted rookie wide receiver, this time out of TCU, and guess what? Same contract, same cap hit, same amount of financial faith in a player who might return kicks if all goes well. And, yeah, Richardson had a flash season in 2024, had a return TD, ran a 4.53, decent measurables. But again, this is a coin flip prospect, and we're guaranteeing his future, like he's already made the Pro Bowl. And now, I'm sitting here looking at 4 contracts, 4 guys, none of whom are guaranteed starters, 2 of whom were undrafted, and yet we're committing nearly $1 million in dead cap across the board just to maybe find a sleeper gem. And if one of them pans out, I'll eat crow and call Poles a genius on livestream with a foam bear head on. But if they don't? If 2 or 3 of these guys get cut before week 1, then what we've done is quietly hemorrhage cap space on the most replaceable part of the roster. And trust me, when injuries hit, when the waiver wire heats up, when trade calls come flying in during mid-season panic mode, we're going to wish we had that money back, because right now it's tied up in scratch-offs that might not even make it out of Bourbonnais. And it's not even about these 4 guys individually. It's about the trend, the philosophy, the bigger picture that suggests we're suddenly acting like a team that's trying to be cute with the bottom 10 roster spots instead of being cold-blooded about every dollar. And if you don't think that matters, go look at the 49ers and Chiefs and tell me how much cap math they're doing to land difference makers when opportunity strikes. So yeah, I'm fired up. Not because I hate these players, but because I love this team and I know what's at stake in 2025. And I don't want to be sitting here in November staring at the free agent market going, we can't afford him because of the Walker and Richardson deals. So that's where we are, folks. 4 contracts, a pile of questions, and a front office that might be playing 4D chess or might be juggling financial flaming swords blindfolded. And I want to know what you think. Do any of these guys make the roster? Who's getting cut? Which deal made you laugh, cry, or nearly spit out your malurt? Drop it in the comments, and while you're down there, hit that like button and wish my mom a happy birthday because she's the real MVP. And trust me, she knows bad contracts when she sees them. Subscribe to the channel for more Bears rants, raves, and full breakdowns, because training camp is here, the stakes are high, and this roster isn't just being built, it's being gambled on, one risky contract at a time. And I'm here to call every single one of them out, for better or worse. Stay tuned, and as always, bear down.